Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of Tales of Amnesia Lunar Eclipse. Ember will be with us momentarily. Tonight's going real smooth so far. It's wonderful. Last session was a bit of a odd one. Just a essentially talking and planning session, and we ended with I believe Vidar taking a bath in the other room while the rest of the party talked about what to do about the Arano. So you have some time at the moment while Vidar is still in the bath to continue those talks if you would like.
Your fear wakes up from his slumber.
I was saying we nudge your fear.
What?
Caleb, did you see Steph's message in Discord? I'm here, but no video.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well.
All right, you're all about to lose video for a second, but you can keep talking. We'll still see you.
So,
I just woke up. I hear a song in my head. It suddenly just got loud. It sounds like big city music. A song from my childhood. My father used to play. What should we do about the Arano inside of Sweet Vidar's belly? Oh, I don't know. Have you guys been talking about anything?
potential plans. Yes.
Personally,
Well,
don't want it to come out of his stomach and murder all of Amnesia.
yeah. So I think the biggest. I'm not hearing anything on the stream.
You should be good now.
Okay.
Alright, we good? We got audio now?
Cool.
I think
Yep.
we're good.
All right.
Also, welcome officially, Ember.
Thank you. Welcome.
Oh my god.
Okay. So we're days, not weeks, and it's gonna take us days, not weeks, to get to not the College of Winterhold. We do have a very small amount of the sedative that has been used in the past to keep the Arano sedated. And
As you say that,
Naka and go ahead.
Reach in my bag and show the basilisk eyes and say we also have these. And there's the jar holding the basilisk eyes that I stole from our visit to the doctor.
Did you also grab the cure, or just the basilisk eyes?
He also grabbed the cure.
I grabbed the cure as well, yeah.
Yeah, I believe you got the oil as well.
I got it all, yep.
So, I don't think that we don't know exactly what the RNO is aware of in terms of what it can see and what it can hear. If that's tied to what Vidar can see or hear, like if Vidar is asleep, is the RNO asleep? Do we have any idea of like if Vidar can't perceive things? Is the RNO still aware of what's going on around him?
I think we have to assume that it is aware.
Aware even when he's not.
I think it would be wise, from how scared Vidar has been discussing the RNO. Whatever we do, we have to assume that this RNO creature can see and hear all of us.
So, man, that complicates things.
Yes.
So the idea that I had, I can't remember if I mentioned it last week or not. I think I did. Was to try to administer the injection, the sedative, while Vidar is asleep. I think doing it while he's asleep gives us the best shot to catch it while it's unawares.
Sure.
I don't believe that same idea applies to the Basilisk guys, because I think we would have to have Vidar. His eyes would have to be open,
Correct.
in order for that to work.
And we're talking that this, as the doctor said, could take moments, and I'm not sure Vidar would have moments to turn before the RNO tears his limbs apart.
Right.
Now, refresh my memory with the sedative that has to be administered directly into the RNO, not just hitting the flesh of Vidar.
So there's for lack of a better word, a port on his back that essentially shows us the right place to shoot. But my understanding is it doesn't give us an indication of like how deep we need to go. In order to, be in the RNO but not in Vidar.
So I have fairy fire. Is that anything we could use to like see if we're actually like hitting the RNO?
I think that would.
I don't think so. Even though the potion that Hagen used was the potion that Hagen used was a modified fairy fire to skirt around the obstacle that I think we would have if we were to try to use that, which is that it would do both Vidar and the RNO. So we would effectively only see Vidar glowing. We wouldn't be able to see just the RNO.
Gotcha.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we were not given any of that from Hagen. We asked and she said no.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. So once we administer, if we successfully administer this small dose, do we even know roughly how long this could sedate the creature?
No. So if I remember correctly, I think he was getting like 2 doses a day. or maybe it was only 1 dose a day. I'm not
So
really
we're
sure. I wasn't
talking
paying
minutes.
super close attention. Well, we're talking. I think probably buying us a day. But by the time, so the last time that he had gotten a dose, I believe was when we were in the middle of the Omnesian zone, falling toward the planet, or maybe shortly before. And there didn't start to be serious adverse effects until probably roughly 24 hours after we crash landed. But up until that point, the thing was getting sedated, once every 12 hours or something. And so who knows, like, if it has, if it's being constantly dosed, it could have enough in its system where, like, it'll last 24 hours, but one dose might only buy us, 12 hours or something. We don't really know.
Do we only have enough for 1 dose?
Yeah.
Yes.
How much? Yeah. I'm just wondering if that's even enough. If that's even enough time to add to it at all.
Is the plan to sedate and try to remove this thing by ourselves?
Oh gosh, no.
We definitely should not be the ones.
Guys, maybe.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. So if we successfully get the needle in the RNO and not Vidar, then we have options. Then Vidar could voluntarily look into the basilisk eyes and paralyze him or petrify himself if he was willing to do that. If we mess up the injection, though,
We're done. Vidar's gone.
So there are a few different ways I could see that going. Number one, let's assume best case scenario. Vidar has been injected. Vidar is now sedated and not the RNO. But also, the RNO is still potentially not in a state where it's ready to come out, and it could kill Vidar, but it also wants to live. So why would it kill Vidar if Vidar's not in immediate danger?
Sure.
Worst case scenario, it sees that as an attack and just straight up kills Vidar. At the expense of its own life.
Could I get a medicine check from Iggy and Naka?
Oh, natural 19 plus 5, 24.
Mine's only 8, so yes. Yes.
Okay.
Go.
You're getting more information than I was planning on giving at first.
Hallelujah.
We love that. We're gonna
All
need
right,
them
so
rolls today.
first of all, you don't have a full dose.
Oh,
What you managed to salvage was a partial dose.
Okay.
Probably between half and 3/4. Also, with Naka, what was your roll again?
an 8.
Oh, okay, never mind. So, with what you know about RNO and how sedatives work, probably more about how sedatives work. The effects of this particular sedative tend to be longer lasting. At least the like it takes longer to fully wear off. So you would So when you landed on the planet, Vidar stopped getting his injections. The next day, there was an attack from the RNO. After that, though, you heard and felt nothing from it for close to 2 weeks. You suspect that its reaction there was sort of this has just started to wear off, and it's getting some level of consciousness and awareness back, but it hadn't fully worn off yet. You think it would have lasted at least several days beyond that, if not more.
Okay. That's huge.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why we should not. So, yeah. So the risk that we run is if we miss and hit Vidar,
Everybody warm up your dice.
then we've got some unknown variables in terms of how the RNO will react. So I feel like this is the point where we now need to bring Aaron Sherman into this conversation.
Not Vidar. Aaron.
Aaron, this could, if we have, what I assume there's going to be rolls involved in this. If we have a series of bad rolls, this could end in you dying. Are you okay with us moving forward?
Aaron Sherman made this character knowing it would probably die. I would like to extend that death as long as I can. Or, prolong. But
Prolong, yeah.
not extend, sorry. Yeah,
We're gonna make you die every episode. You're basically Kenny. You turn to Kenny from South Park.
Okay.
Question for magic users and DMs possibly. Would sleep be able to help us in any way, or would the sleep spell not work because the creature is inside of the framework of Vidar?
Do you have to have line of sight? I don't recall on sleep.
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within a range or line of sight.
So it doesn't say line of sight. However, a general rule of spells is that if something has full cover, then it is not affected, unless otherwise specified.
Okay.
What if the point that we designate is literally inside Vidar?
Can we see it through the port?
When you choose a point, you can choose a point that you can't see, but that doesn't necessarily have cover, right?
Like that's how
We got the first eye look of the game. Let's go.
If I throw a grenade, I'm going to throw a grenade at a point where I can see the point and the point can see the enemy to avoid that full cover.
Elora and Ember, give me Arcana checks, please.
Oh my gosh.
20.
Bruh. Let's go.
I got a 7.
2.
Oh, come on. You guys are
have
so
no clue.
young.
You've never heard of anyone using it in this way.
Oh, man. This is what we get for
people aren't
traveling
usually
with
trying to put things
youngsters.
to sleep inside other things.
Would your dad know, Elora? Oh, wait, your dad hates magic. Never mind. Okay. Well, we got a lot of inexperienced in Troop 33. It's alright.
Ember, can you tell me anything about Doctrina? does she? I know she's like the god of intellect, but does she have any kind of like? Is there anything in her wheelhouse that's like ability enhancement or like precognition or I don't know, anything that might help me hit the target with the needle?
I don't think so. I mean, unless knowledge and intellect would help you in that, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, so it's just seeking to uncover hidden truths and unravel mysteries. Analytical and perceptive. So I mean, like, maybe.
So the analytical and perceptive, that feels like that leans into it. I don't know if that's really anything.
This is pretty mysterious to me.
So I don't want to take this away from someone else, but I do feel like I should be the one to administer this. I feel like I have seen it done at least the same number of times that Naka has seen it done. And I probably have the steadiest hands, just given the nature of my line of work. And also have the advantage of the Pharaoh system to aid me in my
You don't want a drunk pirate
fine motor control.
I mean, we have a tweaking Jedi that's going to do this, so I'm not really sure which ones.
Oh my gosh.
This tweaking Jedi though does spend all of his time, and I do mean all of his time, playing with very small, intricate things that are dangerous.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about, so go ahead and do it.
First, he needs to sleep, though.
Yeah. So the plan is we need to get him to sleep. He then has to roll over onto his belly.
I can rock him to sleep.
Sounds very nice, Naka. I would like to be rocked by a giant Githyanki with dreadlocks.
So the thing is, Vidar can't know that this is going to happen.
Correct.
Right. Does he have the medicine, or do we? We do?
I think I have it.
Okay. All right.
Grant asked a question, Ember, about enhancing an ability. Druids do get a spell called Enhance Ability. It's a second level that gives advantage on any type of check you choose. So whether it would be Dex or Intellect or...
Okay. I mean, I don't have that currently, but if we take a long rest anytime soon, then I can have that.
Did we ever establish if the Arno can hear an encrypted message sent to Vidar?
I don't think you. Yeah, I don't think you had anything confirmed.
Okay.
Okay. So we inject him with the thing.
Yep.
And then the goal is to are we going to the Borealis Academy, or are we going back to the other doctor that I stole something from?
I think we go to the academy.
Okay.
The other guy didn't seem like he cared enough
he wasn't
to
very interested.
Yeah. Whereas the impression that I get from the academy is like they would love to have that kind of lab rat, especially like being the ones to be like, we encountered this species from another world.
My people would love that. Yes.
Yeah.
we would like that. Another question. What happens if the sedative doesn't last as long as we think it will?
Well, I mean, it
so now
buys us time to get there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it buys us time to get there, because my understanding is it should only take us a few days to get there. This isn't like a super long trip. I feel like most of the question of when are we going to get there is dependent on how long we stick around with Alora's father's camp.
Okay.
And if a full dose lasted several weeks,
Yep.
then even a half dose would last a week. It would give us enough time to at least get to the college. Yeah.
It also opens up the conversation that we can have with Vidar of whether or not he would willingly look into the basilisk eyes to petrify himself to make it effectively indefinite.
Yes.
I'm still a little groggy from my nap. Okay. Let's.
Vidar's taking a long time in that bath.
He really's got to scrub those metal parts down. Let's get him to fall asleep, I guess.
So, do we know how long it's going to take us to get to the Battlebrand camp?
I'm looking at the map.
So like a day's journey? Half day? I can't remember.
Or Dawn Crest?
I estimated about a day to a day and a half.
Okay.
Perfect.
And what time is it now?
I believe it's early afternoon, mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Something like
so
that.
I think we don't do it tonight. Tonight we let Ember take her long rest and swap out for enhanceability.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Pending whatever is happening.
Isn't our carriage coming, right?
Yeah, we're hiding in the back of a wagon. Because Alora is wanted.
Oh, and I know I said this last week, but I do have slow. I don't know if that would be like a precaution that we want to use in this situation, just in case the RNO wakes up and becomes aware. I don't know. It would slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that should be a reactionary thing, not a. I don't think that we should do anything before trying to inject him.
Correct.
Anything to disturb it. Yeah.
Exactly, because if we miss the shot, we're probably not going to get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Could we have a reactionary setup? And just hear me out. That springs slow, slapping Vidar awake and having him look into the basilisk's eyes without his approval.
My concern is that will take long enough.
I'm just saying this is like
as a backup.
This is we have failed to inject it, and in the moment, we believe it is aware. You understand what I'm saying?
When you say we failed to inject it, this is not I missed and hit Vidar. This is we didn't stab him at all kind of deal.
For whatever reason, the sedative doesn't take, and the RNO. Yeah. Yes. It doesn't work. The shot fails essentially. I mean, these are all Hail Marys. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If there is
I guess it's worth a shot.
This is all long shot, but if for whatever reason, as you're injecting it, there's a failure that is triggered. What is? We don't want to try to just watch him to get torn apart. Is there something we can do?
How much of the antidote for the basilisk thing do we have?
I hold one vial up. Say, I think one use. Maybe. DMs, would I know this?
Make a nature check.
Nature? Okay.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, it looks like about 1 dose to you.
Looks about 1 dose to me, guys. I think we got
okay.
1 shot of whatever we're gonna do.
So I would prefer not to petrify Vidar if we don't need to, without talking to him. I don't know how we're going to know. I guess maybe, we inject him and hope that, like, he doesn't wake up and we give it, 20 seconds or something. And then try to wake him up, and if he wakes up, then the sedative didn't hit him.
We are... now, listen, I don't know anything about these ports that you Celestials deal with, but we are injecting something into him. Would Vidar feel the needle go into his port? Do any of you people have ports? Naka, have you dealt with a port before?
I do not have a port. No.
Nobody has ports.
If you hit your ship against the port, you feel it against the wall of your ship. If we hit the port with the needle, does Vidar feel that?
Metal's a
That's
little
what she
different than
said.
skin.
I want to applaud this group for getting that long into this conversation without an that's what she said.
I was trying my hardest.
That's pretty good.
I was waiting.
That's what she said.
All right. So, all right. No one knows on if we touch the port wall, if it feels good or not. So,
Yeah, this is like the world's most serious game of Operation.
what's Operation?
Never mind.
Okay. Okay, so we have a couple of ideas here. None of them are great, except for one gives us a slight better chance than 0. There's furious typing happening right now. So I guess the play is we try to get Vidar to go to sleep and inject him.
You guys see me coming down the hallway.
What a great nap that was. Oh, did I miss anything while I was asleep?
No. I mean, we have some theories about the cloud.
I don't really
online
care about
cloud,
that
but-
stuff.
Yeah, I
You guys
didn't
can
think
do what you
would.
want. I'm just here to kill some gods and F up the maw.
You want to F up the maw?
Yeah, all the stuff inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Don't you want to protect our world from the creatures of the abyss?
Isn't that literally all of our jobs?
Wardens for life. Vidar, how was your bath?
Wonderful.
Surprised you can take a bath with all the metal stuff. You
It's
rust?
oil bath.
It was an oil
Oh.
bath. I don't know where
That
I got my
was-
oil from.
Enough.
We did actually explicitly state that.
Alright, well, I was asleep, so I don't know if you knew that or not. That's cool. An oil bath. Oil can!
Yep.
Alright, well, I guess let's go, let's see Papa Battleborn.
Ah. How much longer till our wagon gets here?
Senor. Wagon is
yeah.
here.
What a coincidence.
Oh, wagon appeared!
Yeah, the wagon rolls up, you see Reginald walk into your room and say, Lady Allura, your escape vehicle has arrived. I also have these uniforms for you to wear so that you will blend in to with the Battlebrand forces better. And he lays out a bunch of tabards to go over armor, as well as some basic leather and chain shirts if you want to put some of those on. But
I don't really deal with armor that well.
Thank you, Reginald.
Does anyone not put on one of the tabards?
What's a tabard? Is that just like a cloak?
It's sort of like a poncho, except it doesn't cover your arms. So think like a crusader.
Like a poncho.
I'll wear a poncho. Yeah.
think like a crusader. They've got their breastplate, and then over top of it is like a sort of a tank top looking thing, a sleeveless.
Okay, now you're describing something less cool than a poncho. Okay.
It's sort of like a cape on both sides.
Double
like a poncho.
Hang on, I'm gonna Google tabard. Hang on.
Oh, already got it.
These things.
Yes.
Okay, so definitely
okay.
less cool than
Not
a
a
poncho.
This guy. You do look like this guy when you put it on. So.
Your fear is disgusted by the fashion attire in front of him because it will hide his cool leather jacket. I look around. Is anyone else gonna wear these?
I'll put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Your fear puts
At
it
least
on
till we
with
get
his
into the wagon.
leather jacket over top of it.
Sort of.
I think Githyanki will look ridiculous in it. Yes, I'll put it on.
Fine, he puts the tabard on, but his fur collar is hanging over the tabard. Okay, he's still showing off his fly jacket. Okay.
Amazing how vain your fear is about his whole getup.
I know. He really is.
Yeah, well, you guys don't have cool jackets like your fear. If you had a cool jacket, you would want to keep it, alright? This jacket's been with me since I was a baby. They swaddled me in the womb. Sweet baby Yorfear wrapped up in a leather jacket.
Eleanor walks up to Allura and folds you into a bear hug. Surprisingly strong, Eleanor. And then pulls back and says, I know you'll be alright, but just be safe.
I will. Thank you for your help, Eleanor.
It is my pleasure. Reginald leads you all out, not out the front door, but out the sort of a side door to the stable area. And you see a covered wagon there, and sitting at the reins is a Githyanki man. Not nearly as huge as Naka, but he nods to all of you. He's also wearing one of the Battlebrand tabards.
I reach up a fist to give him a fist bump.
He fist bumps you and gives a little half grin. You can call me Coden.
Coden.
By the way, the tabards are a sort of a wave pattern of red, orange, and yellow. It makes almost sort of a fiery effect. Yes, exactly.
Nice.
All right. You all, I assume, load into the wagon.
Yes, sir.
As you ride through the city, everyone just give me a perception check.
Oh boy. 7.
26.
Nice.
Like
13.
0.
Holy crap.
0. Oh my gosh.
Naka's sleeping right now.
18?
He's taking a nap.
Between Naka and I, we are absolutely oblivious.
The Vidar, not
Oh, it's Vidar. Vidar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vidar?
Yeah. I got 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vidar took a sip of Yorfier's whiskey.
Definitely Ember and Naka, and probably most of the rest of you. Definitely not Yorfir or Vidar. Sort of watching out the back, you see a larger amount of motion than you saw previously, particularly with the city guards. They are like running around, moving around in packs of 10 or more, carrying boxes around. Elora, you've never seen this much activity from them. It seems something has them agitated. But you continue on pretty much without any interruption. The people know to move out of the way of a Battlebrand wagon, and ride out to the gate. You see what Elora, you know to be a larger contingent of guards at the gate than usual. Seem to be about 20 men there, and they are looking over everyone passing through the gate intently, which is mostly, farmers and people who live outside of the city, at this point, probably heading home for the day, or returning from buying food at the market or whatnot.
Can they easily see into the wagon?
Relatively easily. Not from here. Once you pass, though, they would be able to see into the back of the wagon because it is covered.
Okay, I want to cast Disguise Self on myself and do maybe some like blonde hair, a little bit different facial features, just to be safe.
Yeah. All right. Have you used Tides of Chaos today? Do you remember?
We use it right before we talked to Thornberry.
For what?
Because you used Sky Self right before that.
I don't think she
that's
used
not my
Tides of Chaos, though.
Yeah.
It's where she gets advantage on a roll, but the next time she casts a spell, it's a guaranteed wild magic surge.
Gotcha.
I didn't knock it off.
Okay.
So
I don't know why you would have used it. If I remember correctly, the only thing that we've done today is you guys left the spa.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to the people on the dock, and we came. We went
the
shopping.
Spa was
too.
an entirely
Shopping.
different day.
Oh,
but
we went
yes.
shopping, right?
All right.
I don't think I used it then.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe you did.
Yeah.
All right. You roll through. The guards give Coden a curt nod and just sort of a cursory glance into the back of the wagon. Don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary, and you continue on for the next several hours. most of you probably get pretty tired of the scenery pretty quickly. It is dry, blasted land, occasional scrub brush. It is not a very scenic place. And you continue on until sunset, where Coden pulls up the reins, and you all begin setting up camp for the night. Would anyone like to keep watch?
Me, because I don't need a full night of rest.
Yep. Same. First, please.
Okay.
I'm going to cast my whatever the thing is.
Force intuition.
Force intuition.
Pharaoh intuition, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check?
Oh, jeez. My thing literally just logged me out. Okay. I was able to hit back and get back to my character sheet. I'll fix that later. Okay. Perception. Ugh. Can you remind me, because I didn't note it on my character sheet in the hubbub of the in-person session, is the +2 boost, was that to the modifier or the score?
That's to the modifier.
Oh, great. Okay. 14.
Okay. You keep watch. You see a bit of a glow on the western horizon. You think it's probably just Dawncrest. You think the city is so large,
light
even
pollution
from this distance. It's
Okay.
But the rest of the night passes, or of your watch passes uneventfully. Your fear. Can I also have a perception check? 22. As you trade off with Iggy, you also look over to the west. There is a extremely large war camp to the west.
That's the direction we are heading in?
You are headed east.
Oh. Hang on, let me look at my map real quick here.
So it looks like it's probably a couple hours behind you.
Oh, it's like a couple hours behind me. But it doesn't look like it's it looks like it's stationary, or can I tell if it's getting closer?
With the 22, I'll say you watch it over a few minutes. It seems stationary at the moment.
Do my Alpha see, DM. Okay. All right. I take a note of that. But I don't. If it's stationary, I don't think I will wake anyone up at this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna vibe, sharpening my weapons.
Cool.
Looking at my cool new dagger.
All right. You investigate your sword breaker, look over every inch of it. It definitely was made by the same man as Yorva. It's like the style is basically identical. The inscription on the sheath matches the style of Yorva's. You don't really notice anything else about it at the moment, other than it is masterfully crafted.
Okay, cool.
All right. Everyone wakes up the next day. I assume your fear fills everyone in on what he saw.
Hey, there's a giant war camp that way, but I don't think it's moving right now.
Would I know anything about that? Like if there was previously a war camp there? I don't know why there would be, but...
You drove through that area yesterday.
Oh.
There was not anything there.
Oh.
You're muted, Grant.
So it's between us and Dawncrest.
It's between you and Dawncrest. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry, I
so
wasn't clear
they
about that.
might be following us. So...
Well, they aren't necessarily following us, but I mean,
they're there.
they could. I mean, they could be heading to the same place that we are. Like,
Sure.
Mr. Battlebrand was off on. He's off on some
Uprising.
military mission. I assume.
Yeah, let's...
Yeah, what you were told was there was a particularly large. They received intelligence that there was going to be a particularly large assault on the Crossroads trading post of lowborn dissidents.
They're probably, and that is where we are headed, right?
That is where you're headed.
Yeah. So I'm sure they are going to the same place. They're probably not following us. In the sense that, like, they're coming for us.
But they did just leave Dawncrest, which they would have the knowledge that Alora is wanted. We're not sure that her dad has the knowledge that Alora is wanted, because he left a day before, and then the flyers came out.
Sure, but I don't think they would send a whole army after her.
No,
I
I'm
think
just
the army is
saying-
headed towards the uprising.
Correct. I'm just saying, if we get there and these people come in behind us while we're still there, it's just something we should be aware of. They could
Oh,
cause
yeah,
a commotion
for sure.
that Alora is there.
Yeah.
So, I'm just thinking a couple steps ahead.
We should definitely make Daddy Battlebrand aware
Yeah.
of that.
You don't think your dad would turn you in, Alora? Do you? Are you guys pretty close?
That's a good question.
You don't. You guys don't hate each
Didn't think
other.
about that.
You don't
We
think?
don't hate each other. I do question if he would turn me in or not, though.
Oh.
Just slightly. We'll see what happens.
Maybe we should keep you tucked away.
No, I need to talk to him.
Could you do so in a disguise and be like, "Hey, we saw your daughter is wanted in the city. Should we go after her and get her?"
No.
No. Okay. Just.
I need to talk to him. Alora needs to talk to him. We'll be safe until that battalion catches up with us.
Okay, let's not let them catch up to us. Onward. Vidar, where'd you go? Where did Vidar go? Is he taking a leak?
Spider got out when you weren't looking. Sorry.
He's gone. He's gone.
Well, solved our problem, guys. Less weight to carry.
Yeah, for about a week, and then the
And
entire
created
world
a
is
much
damaged.
worse problem.
That's true. Oh man. All right. Well, let's. I guess let's move on. And Laura, let's get you talking to your dad.
Okay. You get back on the road. What's his name? Coden, picks up maybe a bit faster pace now that he knows that, there's someone on your tail. And you drive through the rest of the day. The landscape slowly turns from dry, cracked land to sand dunes. And the road also slowly becomes more and more congested as you get closer to the crossroads. and you it seems to be largely either merchants or like local herdsmen and whatnot, either headed to or from the crossroads. But yeah, you finish out the day's travel. Coden tells you that you are a few hours from the crossroads, but at this point it is nighttime, so it'd be best to wait for the next day to get there. But that's just what he says. You can make your own choices.
Can we see if the pitchforks?
Yeah, make a perception check again.
Can I assist in that?
Go for it with advantage.
Yeah, I got a 17 on that.
Okay.
With advantage.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. Yeah, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, you. Now that you know what you're looking for, it is still there. It seems maybe a little further back than it was yesterday.
Okay, cool.
It takes a lot to move such a large group of people.
Oh, this thing is big. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's massive.
All right, so we can definitely probably stop here for the night then. Get
Would
some rest.
Coden know that I'm wanted? I feel like he would know. Or is
He
this,
knows, and he was
helping?
yes, he was
Okay.
brought on to get you to
Okay.
Durgan Battleground.
Okay. All right, that makes me feel better. I'm watching this Coden guy. All right, same watch as last time.
I'm gonna glance around at everyone and try to, like, without speaking, with my eyes, ask the question, tonight?
I will allow that given the discussion you previously had. Actually,
Oh my gosh.
your choice of sleight of hand or deception or performance.
I wish I would have said this.
Can I assist with sleight of hand?
No.
If
anything, I want to. Can I assist?
Yeah,
Can I
you
assist with that?
I'll say
How
Iggy
good
still
are you
has to
as-
make the roll because he's the one doing
Sure.
the.
Okay.
But you can give an advantage.
Okay,
and then
advantage.
Vidar, I'll need a perception check.
I hate this.
I love this. Actually, we're gonna kill Vida.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like that look.
Do you want to go
Iggy.
first, or do you want me to go first?
Oh gosh.
Vidar got a natural 20.
I got a 5.
Oh, thank God!
Oh my gosh.
I got a 13.
Oh my gosh. Juicy.
Ugh.
Yeah, you successfully can communicate with simple nods and raised eyebrows and whatever, without him noticing. It seems.
Okay. What is the... Can we speak in plain terms? What's the consensus? I'm down to try it tonight, but I don't want to. I don't want to do it if other people aren't on board.
Yeah. Let's give it our best shot.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Coden's about to see something real crazy.
Well, hopefully not.
Oh, still
Okay.
jamming a needle into a port's probably a little new for this guy.
So, just to reiterate the order of events, I am trying to inject with nothing else happening. Just we're trying to inject first. If that goes south, we have your fear trying to sleep? Question mark.
No.
Alora trying to slow.
We have Alora engaging slow, and I'm going to try to get Vidar to look at the basilisk.
And I want to use that as a last resort.
I know.
Do we need to cast anything on Vidar? Like, is he going to wake up when we poke him with a needle?
Well, that's what sleep was.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I need to go pee before we do this.
I feel like that's a very... I feel like we need better than a hopefully.
It's gonna... I imagine it's gonna entirely depend on the dice roll, whether or not he wakes up.
But if we can do something to prevent him from waking up...
The thing with sleep is that the people who fall asleep are woken up if they are dealt damage. So I feel like if,
Sure.
If we cast sleep on him, it's, it's not necessarily combating the issue at hand.
Okay.
I would prefer not to do anything to him ahead of time to try to catch both Vidar and the Arno completely unaware. I feel like if we take any action before that, it decreases the chance that we're going to be successful significantly.
Okay. So, everyone beds down for the night?
I do have a mechanical question for this. Trying to buy myself as many advantages as I possibly can have. Number one, I'm curious. I'll wait for that question. So I have this thing called Ideal of the Tranquil, which doesn't. Here, I'll read it. When you finish a short or long rest, you gain a number of temporary force points equal to half of your wisdom or charisma modifier, your choice, minimum of one. When you would spend a force point when you have temporary force points, the temporary force points are spent first. All temporary force points are lost at the end of your next short or long rest. Additionally, as an action, you can manifest this ideal in a brief surge of energy. You regain a number of force points equal to half of your wisdom or charisma modifier, your choice minimum of one. I'm wondering if I can retool that as like a super calm and essentially I will spend all of my force points, if that's what it takes, to try to like steady my hand, essentially become as calm and tranquil as the name suggests, and uber precise as I possibly can.
Okay.
Naka's also proficient at back rubs and shoulder rubs, so just gonna...
Yeah, just get him nice and loose.
Yeah, Oh man.
I will allow that. I'm gonna do something a little weird. I will allow for every... What level are you guys? 5th?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh, wow. For every 3 force points that you spend, you get a +1 to this roll.
I am going to burn 18 points.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you get a +6 to this roll.
Wow.
Oh
That's
my
nice.
Gosh.
We love
Okay.
you, Vidar.
Is literally all that.
No. We're going to save you. We're going to kill that stupid thing inside of you.
Aaron, I'm trying so hard to keep you in this game.
I will also allow Naka's back rubs to count as assistance.
Let's go.
And give you advantage.
Okay.
Wait, hang on.
My next question is, what is the roll?
So did your fear have something first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The first roll is going to be medicine.
Is everybody asleep right now? Is this what
So-
I was very
Are we
much
doing
hoping
this
you were
now?
going to say medicine.
Okay.
When do you want me to cast all the things? Because I can cast Enhance Ability, and then I have Guidance as a cantrip.
How long does enhance ability last? Or how long
Up
do
to
both
1
of them
hour.
last, I guess.
Enhance Ability is an hour.
Is-
Guidance is 1 minute, but it's a
Okay.
cantrip, so I don't know how often I
Are-
can use that.
Are either of those verbal?
Yes. Guidance is.
Both are
And-
concentration. So
Yeah, you
can
can't
only-
have both going.
Okay.
Okay, but all right. So enhance ability just gives me advantage, right?
Yes.
I'm
Which
already
is
getting
already-
advantage from Naka,
Okay.
so I'll take guidance. Maybe this is a walk away, apply guidance, and come back. I want to try to minimize the opportunity for Vidar or Arno to hear that anything is happening.
Well, yeah, so this is what I was going to bring up, because the last time after... this is so stupid.
Okay, all right, so guidance is a D4, right?
Yes.
I get a proficiency in something from my Whispers of the Dead, and I randomly selected Dulcimer. Can I be playing the Dulcimer in the background as a lullaby so he can't hear anything? Because the Dulcimer is kind of a dope instrument. So, can I just be playing the hammer Dulcimer in the background?
Steven hates you. He hates you.
It can be like a Jesus culture song. It's fine. They used it like a few albums ago.
Are you carrying this around? Those are big, right?
No, the small ones. The small
okay.
ones. Yeah.
There are smaller ones. For how just
so funny.
ridiculous this is, I'll allow it. So Vidar, I will
Thank
say
you, dead people, for
has
teaching me that. Yeah, they're
disadvantage on this perception check.
Oh my god. And I think we should step away for it as well.
This is such a large instrument. Why, you just carry this on you all the time?
He's got a travel size one.
The ghost taught me how to use it. I don't know what to tell you. This is Amazing Grace.
I don't know. I just googled.
This is what I'm carrying around. No, there's a mountain version Dulcimer. My grandpa had one. It's like a little bigger than a ukulele.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used a piece of wood.
Well, I'm not finding more music. This is what we're getting.
Okay.
This is a banger.
Okay. So you guys go a little ways away. Your fear is
Yeah,
playing
as we're
Dulcimer.
walking away, can I just start? I want to start asking questions about Doctrina, just as a
Oh, sure. Yeah.
like an excuse to go walk away with Ember.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that, like, Vidar is going to sleep, and then this kind of thing is happening.
damn
Or
it.
I suppose your fear is just playing, while everyone is
hymns on the
theoretically going to
dulcimer.
sleep.
Just some southern hymns.
Give me a performance check.
All right. Come on, Ghost. How well are you gonna give me here?
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty banging. Hallelujah. Oh gosh! Oh no! All right, it's a little out of tune. I rolled a 9. It's slightly out of tune. They forgot to show me how to tune it. I could just play a song, but it's
Yeah, you have no idea how to tune it. It's
that was my next
It's just
session.
a little out of
This is so stupid.
this is the dumbest thing. Okay.
My ribs hurt.
You, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna need a perception check at disadvantage from Vidar. And actually I'll say if you have proficiency, because you're asleep, you can't use your proficiency, I'll say. Okay, cool. Doesn't matter then. And then a stealth check from Iggy or Ember, and I'll let you use that
Your
action.
stealth. I only have a. Well, right now I have a +2.
I have a +6.
I'll let you make that roll.
Okay.
With advantage.
Oh, with advantage?
Yeah, because he is
Hot
helping.
diggity dog. 21.
And Vidar?
Love it.
12.
Good. Okay, I have a question about guidance. Do I have to decide that I'm going to use it before I roll, or can I wait till I see the number on my die to apply it? I'm wondering if I can save it for whatever the next roll is.
I'm looking it up, but I believe it just applies to the next roll.
Okay.
Can I cast it again if it's a different
No,
roll?
that's not true. Of its choice. It can roll the die before or after making the ability check.
Thank God.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's huge. All right.
But you only get one
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
without
I'm
recasting.
I'm hoping that. I'm guessing the first roll is going to go better. So okay. So question. I get a +1 for every 3 force points that I spend. Is that for one roll?
There are going to be 2 rolls. I will say you can spend however much you want on either roll, but you only have the 6 total.
Okay.
But you can distribute that how you want, and you can do it after the roll.
Okay. Cool.
And
Okay.
before, I was gonna say, when we're getting ready to do this, Naka pulls out the shotgun axe and like turns it to the back, turns it to the side, and like just like cocks it really slow, like.
Oh my god.
This.
Just so he's ready, you know, if it all goes
I mean, yeah.
south.
Oh man.
Okay.
Okay.
Prometheus.
I guarantee the first roll is going to go better than the second one, because I'm assuming the second one is going to be some dex-related thing, which I'm suffering for right now.
All right, let's do this thing. We got this. I trust whatever you are gonna do.
Okay.
More than anything right now, I had a temptation to go like online on Steam and then just open up Tailspire to see.
That would have been awesome.
Oh man.
Triggered.
Okay.
All right. First roll.
Medicine.
We got this.
With advantage.
We got this.
Okay.
We got this.
I'm going to add 3 points.
Okay. So you have 3 left.
I'll add 2 points. I'll add 2 points.
Okay, you have 4 left.
That brings it to a 24.
Okay.
Not good enough.
God.
Needed to have a 40.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask. Normally, this would be a sleight of hand check. You did say that you were going to be using the force, or Pharaoh abilities, rather. Yeah,
There's no
sorry.
force.
There's no force. This is not Star Wars. No matter how many times I use Star Wars terms. Give me an argument to allow you to use a Pharaoh ability instead.
Because he's freaking eggy.
My Pharaoh system is specifically tuned to do things on a very small scale, very precise, movements and that's why I have, aside from the fact that I'm missing an arm, that is like exactly why I have the metal arm that I have, is to aid me specifically in the very precise, essentially bomb surgery that I do literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Awake, asleep. This is exactly what I am doing. Just on bombs instead of people, usually.
Usually.
I mean, he is a bomb actually right now. A spider bomb.
And that
The worst kind of bomb.
all of that is like 1,000% my Pharaoh system. That is not my, like, I am in general not a dexterous person.
Right. Sorry, cats are getting into stuff. Yeah, I'd say that's good enough. Wisdom is your primary Pharaoh stat, right?
Correct.
Okay. I will say wisdom. Plus proficiency.
Okay. Do I also have advantage on this roll?
Yes, you are being assisted.
Okay. Okay, I'm adding my guidance roll. There's not going to be another roll, right?
No, there is not another roll.
Okay, I am adding the other 4 points, and I am adding guidance to this.
Okay.
Hang on, let me just do that math real quick before I add guidance. That's a 29.
Yes. Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
Jesus. All right. Iggy, you creep up behind Vidar to the dulcimer, little off-key dulcimer music, and
I'm jamming. I'm like,
heck yeah. You creep up behind him. He's, laying on his side, and just ever so carefully lift up the edge of the blanket and reveal the port on his back, and using, holding the syringe with your mechanical arm, but just to have feedback from it. Force feedback. It's your arm isn't actually doing any of the work. It's all your Pharaoh system. And you ever so gently stick it in, and you feel it puncture the flesh on the other side of the port, and you, with the feedback from your arm, feel the sort of squishiness that it's pushing through. And then something changes. You feel a bit more resistance. And then once you're through that, it loosens up again. And you go just a tiny bit further. You feel that resistance again. You back off. You think you're right in the middle of that RNO. And you inject it. And withdraw the syringe. Nothing changes as far as you can tell.
Okay, I'm just doing this to everyone who's waiting to do stuff.
I'm holding the basilisk guys now.
I want to wait 1 minute.
1 minute, okay.
Okay.
Can we see, is there anything moving under the skin?
Give me a perception check.
I would also like to be looking for this.
Go for
As
it.
well. Yes.
Yeah.
24.
Nice.
Not as good.
17.
Okay. Vidar, give me both a perception check and a constitution saving throw.
Which one do you want first?
Oh.
I'll say perception first.
That was good. 18.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
11.
Okay. You take 5 points of flesh damage as the RNO suddenly spasms inside you, and those of you watching see Vidar's limbs go rigid. And Vidar, you are wide awake at this point. Something is wrong. The RNO is spasming, twitching inside of you. It starts to feel like it is trying to rip out of your skin.
Oh.
I think at this point, I push the shotgun ever so closer to Vidar's head.
Cool.
Pointed at his stomach.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the thing to do, right?
Yeah,
that's
at the
where
stomach.
its body is.
I move it down.
Right at the stomach. Yeah, yeah. I put my hand on the barrel and lower it.
So, Iggy, were you going to do something? Iggy is contemplating doing something.
Yeah, the fact that he is that. How much time has passed?
Yeah.
It's been about 30 seconds.
The fact that Vidar is awake, I think, means that we didn't. I didn't hit Vidar.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I'm gonna
Vidar,
not do anything.
His arms and legs, minus his mechanical arm, I suppose, are flailing on the ground. Your one mechanical arm just trying to steady yourself, keep you from hurting yourself anymore, as the Arno puppets you around and makes you just climb to your feet in the most unsteady, unsettling way that any of you have ever seen, and stands there wobbling. Vidar, what are you trying to do with your one working arm?
Oh my gosh.
I think I'm terrified. I don't think I would know what to do.
Okay.
I think I would just
Delora,
be screaming,
slow.
crying, all the above.
I'll cast slow on him and the RNO.
Okay. That's a dexterity saving throw?
That is a wisdom save.
Wisdom. Okay. So Vidar, wisdom save.
1.
It's okay, Vidar. It's okay. It's okay.
Vidar, you feel your body slow as this sphere of magical molasses surrounds you. However, it does not feel like the RNO starts pressing any harder to move your limbs. It seems that it also is slowed and moving just as slow as your body is. In slow motion, it takes a step towards Naka and reaches out its one non-mechanical arm and grasps at your chest, at your beard, anything it can get at. You can feel, though, its grip is weak and growing weaker.
I just go.
Oh, we're so sassy. We're gonna die.
And Vidar, you collapse to the ground in slow motion as the RNO ceases puppeting your body, and you are suddenly free and loose.
Oh, thank the gods. Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Do I know what happened at all, or am I able to gather that?
You probably are too freaked out right now to know what just happened.
I think. Oh my gosh. Console Vidar. Tell him it's
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say
it's gonna be okay.
Naka, can you send him a message to his,
Oh, yeah,
his
yeah.
brain?
Yeah. So I'll send an encrypted message to Vidar telling him what we did and what happened, that he's going to be okay. That we bought him some time.
Can you also? Should we tell him about the basilisk guys in this
Let's
message?
wait.
or-
Let's wait on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I me knowing more about this sedative and perhaps it wasn't in its purest form? Am I able to do a calculation as to, is this days? Is this minutes? Is this hours? I don't know how long roughly.
Gosh, this is gonna be.
Give me a medicine check. If you don't have proficiency with medicine, you do have proficiency for this check. Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
Dirty 20, nice. Which is appropriate given that this was dirty sedative. You think this is probably the strongest effects will wear off probably within the day. but it will still be at least sluggish and like both mentally and physically slow and weak for days to come.
But it could presumably kill us both once it wakes up.
You're not sure if it would have the strength right away. You think like it can regain consciousness within the day, you think. But whether or not it has then the ability to actually attack you successfully, you don't know.
Okay.
I'd probably look at Iggy and say thank you.
Aww.
Once Vidar has calmed down, or maybe this is this is where we leave it for the night, and now everyone go to bed.
Okay.
We can continue that conversation tomorrow on the last leg of our trip to Camp Battlebrand.
Man. Wow.
Okay.
Great job, Iggy.
Yeah, great use of the
Great job, everybody.
the Pharaoh system points.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah, let me just
That is
mark
not
off all
something
of
that
those
I'm going to
points.
allow in the future. That was very
No.
specific to this.
But you will allow me more dulcimer playing in the future.
You can play all of the dulcimer you want. All of the out-of-tune dulcimer.
I
you
gotta
want.
ask him to give me to tune it in the evening, though. I need to talk
Okay.
to these dead people.
So, question. That was before a long rest. I am very willing to forego all of my points, Pharaoh points, for the next day. If
I will say,
hadn't thought about that till right now. It's like, oh, I haven't
Yeah.
taken a rest, so I'm gonna hit the rest button, and it's gonna shoot back to full.
I will say, just from the sheer exertion of that, I will say you have half of your force points for the next day.
What if he takes a full 8 hours tonight instead of partial?
I feel like that's cheating the system.
Yeah, I'm going to say
I'm-
still half.
Okay. Cool.
Also, we have already had the discussion that I can't benefit from 2 long rests.
Oh, that's right.
This is true. Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna move us along. You rest through the night. Some of you better than others. You get back into the wagon, and over the next few hours, get closer and closer to the crossroads. By the time you are like within sight of it, the roads are just absolutely choked, and with merchants and farmers and all kinds of people headed to and from the crossroads, and you see a number of people like an hour or two out from the crossroads, packing up their camps and heading in. Most of them, though, are not like completely packing up their camps. It's like they're bringing their stuff into the city and then going back to the camp a couple hours outside. The city itself is surrounded by a sprawl of even more tents and some ramshackle buildings. There are no walls around the crossroads, but the buildings themselves are made of dull sandstone, very different from the other two cities you've been to in the Empire. There's no painted walls or bright colors, though you do see sort of the remnants of ancient weathered paint on some of the buildings. But instead, there are stands and with colorful awnings and banners of house colors hung above trading stalls. And as you make your way through the city itself, you smell rare spices on the air as you pass some of the stalls that are now lining the path in front of you. There are massive rugs and tapestries rolled up by some of the stands. Some have a strange, eclectic collection of knickknacks and artifacts. A few larger plots have pens of livestock, cattle, goats, sheep, camels, and some more exotic animals as well. Giant salamanders, four-winged raptors, and miniature griffins. There are musical instruments, Omnite jewelry, fortune tellers, even Elysian steel weapons. Scattered all throughout are stands that you smell well before you see them, food stands, with cuisine from all over the continent. Anything and everything that you can think of, you're sure you could find it here. Interestingly, there are no vendors just scattered haphazardly through the streets as you might expect in a bazaar. There are clear, defined plots with borders drawn on the ground designating where each stand sits. It's very orderly, although the people milling about are very not orderly at all. You ride on your wagon through the city and approach the center. And the crowds grow denser as you get closer to the center. And you slow almost to a standstill. The horses seem a little antsy to get through the crowds as you reach the temple at the center of the city. There are more merchants in and near the temple than you have seen elsewhere in the city. They're more densely packed and selling richer goods, it seems. And they are in the temple and all around it. There are banners hanging from the temple walls describing prices and massive sales and whatnot. And in front of the temple in the courtyard, surrounded by merchants again, there is a statue depicting a rough, blocky, humanoid shape, like the person was carved out of the same stone as the statue. And the rough form is holding a hammer and chisel and hunched over a smaller statue out of pure Omnite. It is an exquisitely carved statue of the top half of a man, his bottom half still in the Omnite's rough, natural form, just as if he had taken the crystal straight out of the ground. This is a huge crystal. The statue is man-sized, and the statue of who you take to be Amnesia, standing above him, is probably twice the size of a normal man. It would be perhaps an awe-inspiring sight if the statues were not both clothed in bright pink flowing dresses of the sort highborn ladies wear to parties. The Omnite carved man is wearing a rough-knit rainbow-colored cap, while Amnesia himself sports a stuffed duck tied to his head. Piles of other random clothes lay scattered around the base of the statue. Your attention is quickly drawn, however, to the gallows set up in the courtyard. And hanging from it are 4 dirty, rag-clad people, one of which couldn't be... It's a human boy, couldn't be over 16. And you see a crowd milling in front of it. It seems that this happened recently. And they are still in front of it talking excitedly. There are vendors walking throughout with trays of snacks and souvenirs. Seems this was an event. And the crowd has yet to fully disperse. Would you, I suppose, at this point, like to do anything?
Well, yes. I don't know if this is the right time, though. I do think that we need to have the Basilisk Eyes conversation before we get too deep into this. I think that conversation needs to happen before the RNO wakes up for the first time.
Yeah, I'll say you could have that conversation, like, on the way to the city. We could say you had that.
Okay. Yeah, so I stole the basilisk thing. And Iggy put the thing to sleep inside of you. And if you are willing, you can look into the basilisk and we can try to crush this thing. And I do have the cure as well.
I'll do whatever it takes. I don't want to be responsible for many deaths.
I think this ultimately it should just be Vidar's decision. Whenever Vidar feels like it's the right time,
yes,
we just have it ready for you, literally whenever, and you give us a look, and we pull it out. If you want to do that before the thing wakes up for the first time, fine. If you want to wait until after it wakes up, also fine. I think I don't see any reason why we can't wait until after it wakes up. Out of character, I think we'd all like to have you playing the game with us. In character, I don't think that it could kill you immediately. So, if, we have some time, is the impression that I get, before we need to be doing that. That being said, I do think it should be your call when that happens.
Someone else needs to be able to... Last time I had the opportunity for the poison, I got scared. Someone else has to. If something happens, shouldn't need to force me. Or might need to.
Are you okay being forced against your will?
Yeah.
What's your safe word?
Jenga.
So are we willing to give this time to wake up? I would think, just me speaking plainly, I would prefer to do this before this thing can wake up. We don't know. We're assuming that we'll wake up and not tear a limb right off of him. But we did just watch him get puppeted by this creature, even in a weak state, and almost grab a hold of Naka. Again, Vidar, I am not trying to force you into this, but also this is a pretty pressing matter. We don't want anything to happen to you. That's why we have done what we've done. Set aside the world of amnesia. We're trying to save you.
Sorry, one second. I'm getting confirmation.
You're getting millions of messages right now.
I don't think there's any way of knowing when it wakes up. It could be awake now.
Oh. I don't like that.
All right.
I think we know the answer then.
Well, so I won't feel it wake up as also.
If it moves in you, then you would know, but otherwise, like most of the time, like you wouldn't even be able to tell it's there, right? So
This thing. I should have killed
its existence, the survival of RNO depends on their passing unnoticed until they reach maturity.
Okay.
So most of the time, they would not be doing what this one has done to you.
Got it. I apologize, DMs. I want to prove the arbiters wrong. Where I come from, they decide when people die, when people are no longer valuable to the community. They get sentenced to death. And I was sentenced to death. I think the best way for my survival and everyone is to put me to sleep quicker.
He was pulling out some news broadcasts from episode 0 lore.
So, just to clarify, you're asking them to put you under now?
It would be the safest option.
You all are going to have to give Steven a second.
Yeah.
I do.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Please open Tailspire.
You guys can talk and do whatever while we're I'm discussing.
I know you told me not to, but I think Vidar would feel guilty moving on any farther.
Sorry I brought it up. Why?
Okay. We had an explicit conversation with Aaron earlier today saying, hey, if you want to do something drastic, could you give us like a date or a session's notice?
Yeah. So without metagaming, this is the safest, smartest option for everyone's survival.
Yeah, totally get it. Okay. Where and when is this happening?
A pee break on the side of the road before the city.
Do we need to
Pre-city,
find like
okay.
an inn or? Oh, okay. Before the city.
Or what? Yeah, maybe
I
we
think
should
we
find
do it while we're. I think we just do it while we're like we keep moving. We're in the carriage, right?
Oh, doing it in the carriage. Okay.
Oh,
Is there any reason to not?
a ride?
That's when we're having the conversation, right?
Yeah. Just turn them to stone. It's a drive-by petrifying.
And how long does he need to stay petrified? Like, are we gonna have to carry around a stone?
No, it was
bar?
like minutes.
What you were told, if I recall correctly, was it could crush the RNO immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It could potentially suffocate it. Although these things can live in the vacuum of space, so. Or, if it doesn't crush it almost immediately, starve it out. Which
Wasn't
Go ahead.
there another option of once I'm stoned, then do surgery to remove it, and then you can
How would
put
I
the pieces of stone back together?
I don't remember
What?
this.
Oh my!
But
I don't remember that
who's
either.
good
Or
with
maybe not.
chisels? If we fall
I
asleep,
feel like-
I can get a proficiency with chisels and hammers. From
I
the
feel like the
dead.
move is petrify him till we get to the College of
Yeah.
Winterhold, and then unpetrify him.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna keep him. Will he get starved out though?
He doesn't have to eat anything if he's stoned, right?
I mean, most stone people eat a lot.
Oh. I wasn't aware.
Han Solo didn't have to.
Yeah, right?
Well, that was carbonite, slightly different.
I mean, is it? No. I'm just kidding.
Stone people need to eat.
I think they have like a nutrition setup on the side. I think.
There's a little straw that goes into their mouth.
Yeah. Right before he gets, right after he says, "I know," they put a straw in his mouth to feed him while he's in carbonite. You just didn't see it. It was off camera. It's in the script. Can you imagine doing surgery on a statue? The Alkulis are really good chiseling stuff. We could bring them to craftsmen.
If we were still near Mr. Ironhand, he would probably be able to do it.
It's true. Aaron threw a curveball to the DMs.
I did, and I am terribly sorry. I wasn't expecting to do it, but with a shotgun to my face, and I
just
think
love you.
Vidar's terrified.
We want you to survive.
If you need me to wait to take it until the beginning of next session, I can.
Nope, we're getting there.
All right, Steven, I'm ready.
Okay.
And they thought they had all the juice for this episode.
Yeah, we're not doing like 2/3 of what we thought we were doing today.
Told you. Wait till we find an NPC.
Vidar might be about to become an NPC. All right. So, actually, give me 1 second. Yeah, whatever. I assume your fear, you hold out the basilisk eyes. They're pretty slimy, and gross. Vidar, I assume you look deeply into the basilisk eyes.
Vidar,
Yes.
Oh, God.
as you move to look towards the basilisk eyes,
No. Oh no.
very suddenly, you feel a sharp pain in your back, like nothing you have ever felt, and a sound like nothing you have ever felt or heard. You all watch, horror-struck, as what appear to be 4 massive spider-like legs, each spanning 10 to 12 feet, burst out of Vidar's back.
Oh my god.
The legs are dark and barbed. They resemble that of a creature from your deepest nightmares. They tear through Vidar's armor and skin, emerging with a grotesque, unnatural life of their own. Before any of you... Go ahead.
Vidar, you take 23 points of damage as this happens.
Before any of you can react, these legs, acting as if under the will of the Arno itself, lift Vidar from the ground. Vidar, you feel an eerie detachment as your body is hoisted into the air, controlled not by your own will, but by the malevolent force within you. Your back arches, not in your command, as you are manipulated like a marionette in the grasp of a dark puppeteer. Vidar, you are probably barely holding on to consciousness at this point. But what is very obvious is that you all see the legs of this creature whip sort of Vidar around in the other direction, away from the eyes. And you see 2 of the legs now like firmly fixed in the ground, and 2 of them pointed at the rest of you.
Are the legs pointing at us doing anything? Or are they just like ready to jam us?
They look ready to jam you, I suppose.
Okay. Are they okay? Because the Arno cannot, like, unless it's like fully grown, it doesn't live outside. It can't sustain itself outside of the host, correct? Are the legs showing any deterioration or weakness at the longer that they're sitting out there?
Sure, give me a nature check, I suppose.
Okay.
Would Naka have
I was gonna say,
any
can
kind
I-
of idea? Like he
Sure.
has seen,
Why don't
presumably
you
seen
do
one
that?
burst out of a person.
You can give a
question
nature
mark?
check as well.
Okay.
Or
I
a
got
lore check, I suppose, for you, Naka. Whatever's
I got a 16.
Okay.
So 1.
What? Okay. So, Naka, you might be a little bit in shock. There's a bit of trauma that is happening that's pulling up old stuff. From 16, obviously, Warfare, this is the first time you've seen one of these, so it's hard to compare it. You can tell that, they're like any other kind of, insect type thing. It appears there's a type of exoskeleton happening here. Okay. It looks to be still wet, not entirely from just RNO juices. Some of that is Vidar's. But like, it's not totally hard. It's like, you can see it sort of in the sand and the dirt and everything. Like, it has a little bit of almost, just a bit of like squish, almost like rubbery. So you take it like it has an exoskeleton. It's not just going to like fall apart or anything, but it is not quite fully mature.
And it's still whipping Vidar around, correct?
Right now, it's still like kind of attack pose towards you, but Vidar is probably groaning and moaning, sort of looking off in the other direction against his will.
Is Vidar starting to turn to stone?
Give me an investigation check.
$18.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. How high up off the ground is he?
A couple feet. Not too far.
This thing is not full grown yet. So I think it's trying to keep himself inside Vidar as long as possible.
Another small detail. These are 10 to 12 foot legs that were inside a rather small gnomish frame. Just to even fit, there are like a dozen plus joints along each of these legs. It is just weirdly, grossly articulated.
I think Yorfir is 100% in shock right now and is probably terrified.
Vidar, you're probably also in shock and feeling a mix of like pain and adrenaline and probably an amount of numbness, especially on your back and torso. Your mind is sort of racing through trying to figure out what to do, and all of a sudden you're starting to realize as your mind is racing, it's not entirely racing of its own accord, and some of the thoughts coming to your mind are not your own. Memories of sort of the night you first spoke to the RNO flashing back up, memories of the conversation with the Archon of Health, memories specifically of the Basilisk Eyes, and you've, especially towards that, thinking about the Basilisk Eyes, and you also feel back the memories of the conversation that happened not 5 minutes ago. You feel just like deep reverberating movement all throughout your whole body. You do feel, though, that the memories are almost like slightly hazy, right? Like, you know, this thing is still dealing with an amount of sedative, right? It's not fully, maybe it's even less articulate than it was last time, and that's certainly saying something. As for the time being, you have an amount of control over your own limbs, and body, although you are being sort of dangled above the ground.
And I would like to Barrow grab the eyes and fly them up right in front of Vidar's face, and just follow his wherever I see his eyes looking. I want to move them with him.
We're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. Or if you're saying that out loud. No, please, please don't. Is there anything we can do?
Chop the thing's legs off, hope it bleeds out. Stab Vidar in the stomach, and then just try to repair him.
I could cast slow on it again.
Yes, I
Okay.
agree. Please,
All right.
please do that.
I'm casting slow on Vidar and the RNO. I will roll my d20 for my wild magic too.
While that's happening,
13.
We're gonna have a sheep in the room here in a minute.
how far away is
Oh,
one of
that's
the
a good
legs
lunch for an
that
Arno.
it's standing on right now? Would you say?
Give us a minute.
Yep, you're good. I'm just wondering, while it could be distracted with everything, if I could try to take out a leg to distract it even further from the process happening.
I'd just be
above it.
worried about it getting too mad at that point. If it thinks we're... Because if...
But it's slowed, you know what I mean?
I
If
know, but
the slow is successful.
But the upper hand is that it doesn't want to come out because it's not ready to come out yet.
Right.
If it thinks we're going to kill it, then it's going to take Vidar with it.
So do we try to talk to it and
Maybe I'd scream at
tell it
My
that
gosh.
its best chance of survival is us making it to the college?
Can try.
But it does have a memory, even though it's hazy.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. I don't know. We can try.
it's this whole thing of like, it should know all of these things. We've had these conversations while it's been conscious. Does it care?
I mean, I think the fact that it didn't instantly just tear him apart, it's still trying to survive. So we could
Right.
potentially hold a card there. Grant, so you might be right.
Well, why don't we try talking to it and see if it can be reasoned with?
Before we stone it.
Yeah.
Because, because slow's gonna do something, but it'll still take time, like 10 seconds for it to turn to stone from the basilisk, most likely.
Right.
Caleb has a smirk.
I think if to it, it should be Naka.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You murdered my family.
Yeah, for real though. Yeah. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll play the crap out of that.
Well, then I'm using production values for this one.
You going for more of an intimidating angle?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And with production value, the two legs that are like pointing at us, I take steps close to it, not like fearful, but like up to the legs, and I look at Vidar in the face, the Arno in the face, and
just to clarify, Vidar is facing the opposite
direction. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Vidar has his back to you.
Okay. Well, then I scream out. You piece of scum! Look at me. If you want to live, this is not the way to do it. If you show your face to me, I promise you I will tear you apart with my bare hands for what one of you have done to my father. If you want to live, let us help the best way we know how.
All right. Vidar.
And I hold up the tooth necklace to show him.
Sure. You start to feel sort of like in your chest and jaw, and even your tongue, movement that is not your own.
Oh my gosh.
And you start speaking almost like broken back towards Naka. Of which I'll send you what you say, and then you could say it.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Is that it?
For now.
Your intentions are clear.
Definitely knows we want to kill it.
But obviously your intentions are clear as well, which is why you're still in there.
Give me eyes, and Vidar lives.
Just give him the freaking eyes. Give him the eyes.
The basilisk eyes?
Yeah, just give him the eyes.
Give him one eye.
Obviously they don't work anyway. We just tried it.
Yeah, we did just try it.
Just give him the eyes.
I'll put, one to each end of his... You're muted, Steven.
Thank you. Just to clarify something, Vidar was like whipped away from the eyes before he had a chance to make proper eye contact with them.
But
Just to be clear.
This is the most sedated that the thing is going to be.
Yeah.
If it didn't work now, it's not going to
gonna-
work in the
yeah.
future.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
And we don't have time to play games.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll hold one. I assume the legs, there's a point on the end of each one of the two legs, so I'll hold one up to each end of the points.
Yeah, as sort of you touch sort of the bits of hair that are reaching at the end of the points, and lightning quick, both of those legs stab into the ground and just puncture through both of the eyes.
Well, we definitely don't want to fight it.
No.
If we can avoid it.
I watch.
Oh.
I kill so easy. Don't tempt me again.
Can I gently force pull the back of Naka's shirt, whatever he's wearing, as just like a motion of step back with the rest of us?
Mm-hmm. I take steps backwards with my eyes still on Vidar. And the Arno.
After a few seconds, Vidar, you are very slowly lowered down to the ground. The legs do not retract.
Oh my gosh.
I had a feeling. Okay.
Should we
What
tell him
kind
to
of-
retract those legs?
So now
I
we're
don't
walking
think
around with
that's-
Doc Ock here.
I don't think that's an option. Naka, do you have I know you have your like Kalto pack. Is that like is that a physical item?
Where do I see if it's a physical
I
item?
think so. I think he threw it earlier, like when.
I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I get to cure him a 1d4.
Can I take that from you and very slowly approach Vidar? And as I'm walking up to Vidar, I'd just like to say this is to try to heal the wounds that you have just inflicted on our friend. This is not to hurt anything. It is just to stop bleeding, essentially.
Is that me that rolls it, or is it Vidar? Do I roll it?
We have
Or
an
should-
accord. Keep host alive.
We will do our best to keep the host alive. I can guarantee that. And that is
As
part
will
of
I.
what I'm trying to do
Okay.
right now.
As Aaron, as you hear Aaron say, as will I, you see like all of the four legs sort of like not in an aggressive manner towards you, but they just sort of like stretch out and like pull back in.
Oof.
Pull back in inside his body?
Nope.
No. Okay. I'd like to use the culto pack to try to heal the wounds, at least on the surface.
Yeah.
And if I can I? So I'm sure, like, obviously he took like 30 points of damage. A culto pack's not going to make a huge difference there.
Sure.
Can I also use some like arrow? Like, I don't want to like make it think I'm trying to light it on fire, but I'd like to try to like cauterize the wounds. Just to try to like stop the bleeding in any way that I can.
Okay, yeah.
Now you do a medicine check.
Okay. I crit failed.
We do have healing potions.
We do. We bought some.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we bought
A
some.
lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw away that roll.
Yeah, we bought like 11 healing potions.
And Vidar takes another 9 damage. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'll say the cultural pack or whatever is gone. That's consumed. I'd say with 0 hit points in effectiveness there, and the whatever you were using to cauterize that thing, it was not happy about, and sort of immediately jumps back and away.
I will back off.
Yeah, we have a potion of greater healing that I can, if he doesn't have on him, I can give him one of mine.
I don't know what this potion is, so I would just like to use Culto Pack on myself several times. There's no potions where we jump from, so it's an unknown substance.
Okay.
Yep.
That is totally fair.
Do whichever. Vidar, it will let you act freely in that regard.
I'll use it X number of times to get back, but I'll roll those and then.
Unfortunately, this happened earlier than we were expecting, so we don't have a stat block for you. But these extra legs will be, to an extent, in your control as long as you're operating with the main missive of keep host alive as well as the RNO. So we'll hand you a stat block next week. But yeah,
You can't make them go away now, though.
you can't. They are out.
No. 12-foot long arm. You instantly
harder to
became the
hide now.
tallest one of all of us.
Right. Should you choose to be, you easily could be.
So they do pack up pretty small, so like you can probably hide them under a cloak or something.
But they're not going
But-
back in.
They're not going back in.
My poncho.
Your poncho, yes.
Dang, guys, I thought that was the best chance we have of sedating this thing.
So did I. Oh.
We bought some time.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Slowed one timeline and accelerated another. But I think we slowed the important one.
As we're talking to a beat up Vidar.
Yeah.
You're fine, right? You're okay.
Never better.
Not what I was expecting to happen today. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to literally like 60 to 70% of what we were planning today. But it is also 12:10. I know we started late today, but we can't just go forever. So that probably makes sense to cut it off there. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts we want to say on stream before we pull that down? All right. Vidar's not dead.
Fear, please,
Everybody wins,
Vidar's
right?
not
Goodbye, everyone.
Emo Dalsamer